Today there is a major update in Mech Arena, and along with the release of the new Dreadnought mech, the pod guns have also been added to the gear hub for in-game currency. We can check them out here. I am back on my free-to-play account, and I have 4 of them unlocked. The pod gun 6 is for A coins, the 10 and 8 are both for credits though, and the 12 and 16 are also for A coins. So for a lot of the free-to-play players out here, they're going to be looking to get the pod gun 10 and 8. And today I'm going to be using the pod gun 8 and trying it out on some of my mechs here to see if it's actually worth it for my hangar. Alright, so here is the build I'm going to be using. I put my pod guns onto Aegis. I want to try it on him because I know that this is a pretty strong build. But let's go into some battles and see if the pod guns are actually worth it. Alright, here we are in a CPC match. 2 players on each team, so hopefully this will be a pretty good demonstration of how the pod guns can do against players. By the way, it's been a long time since I made a video on my free-to-play account, and I know that a lot of you guys do like them, but let me know in the comments if you want to see more videos on the free-to-play account. Maybe not just videos where I unlock new items, but also ones where I, just do some generic gameplay. Because it is fun to see gameplay on an account that is lower level. I know a lot of people like to see that, but just let me know in the comments if you are one of those people. Let's see, did we get that guy there? No, not quite. So the pod guns have a pretty good reload. It's about like 5 seconds for me here without a reload implant. I don't really have any implants for this, but again, my pilot is 6 stars, so that means that I'll, I have a decent amount of damage probably on them, but just not like any reload or any special things. I don't think there's a pod gun radius implant, but there we go. We got that player. Nice. Pod guns are really good for shredding through enemy mods, though. That's one of their biggest strengths. They're really good against mods because they have so many shots. And pod guns do track onto players. You saw that guy over there. I was able to track onto him from a very long way away. That's like their main perk, basically. They kind of just aimbot onto everyone, which in theory is kind of insane. But they do have a delay after you fire them initially to when they actually like explode and deal damage. So that kind of balances out. They do aimbot, but then they can kind of work really there. Thank you, teammate. My teammate saved me there. I appreciate it. We are very, very low, less than 1,000 health left, but so far we're doing pretty well. We're the most damage in the match, so obviously the damage output of these weapons is substantial enough for a match. Let's see if we can get this guy. Is this a player? I don't think so. It's kind of hard. I can't quite fire both of my pods here. Like, one will hit the side or the other, if that makes sense, if you can see there. I do want to take back that beacon, but again, I'm so low that I kind of have to be really careful when my dome isn't there. My teammate, though, is doing very well. He's capturing middle with a brick house. Very impressive. Let's go for this bot. So I think overall, pod guns are a solid weapon. I don't think there's not much question about that. But the question is, the nade launcher 10 that I use is already free in the gear hub. Nice, we got that player. So like, are these actually going to be worth it over the nade launcher 10? And I think I would say in some cases, yes. In general, if I had to pick between pod gun and nade launcher, I would say the nade launcher is better. But pod gun and nade launcher, well, they are similar and they're both barrage weapons. They don't function the exact same. Nade launcher has higher damage and bigger radius, and you can do like splash damage and do back damage with it a lot easier. With pod guns, since they track on, you can't actually really do back damage unless the enemy mech turns around. Right there, fully killed that Zephyr. Very nice. The damage is not too bad on these, even at rank 5. They will come at rank 5 in the gear hub if you guys get them as well. But anyways, I mean, the nade launcher is kind of more damage, closer range, but the pod gun has 100 meters of this curving, homing mechanic, and it's not even a guided weapon. It just has that, and there's no lock on or anything, so you won't lock onto a stealth mech, but it's not too hard to hit something like an Eclipse. There we are going to go down, but we finished off this guy as well, and hopefully that's the win. Okay, wow, that was my first battle with my pod guns, and that was actually a really good performance. I normally use the missile racks I had on here. Those would never have done that well. Alright, here we are in another match. 2 players on each team again, so another 2v2. Very nice. We're on the Mech Arena map, which I think this will be one of the best maps for this weapon, because this map has a lot of like these long sight lines, and well, I don't even need sight lines quite, but I can just fire at this mech with the homing mechanic and just completely delete him. Anyone with close range weapons is going to struggle against pod guns, I'm not going to lie. But again, this weapon is really good for fighting against groups of enemies because just because of the radius. If there's multiple mechs moving together, is this a player? I'm gonna actually place these on the ground and hopefully he walks into them. Yep. Again, you can predict bots' movement pretty well. That was a bad dash. Oh, be careful. Okay, nice. Ragnos here, take him out. Nice. Again, I can with one magazine I can usually destroy most of these bots, which is honestly surprising. Again, it is a legendary weapon at 5 stars, but the pod gun, I don't think it's known for its damage, but I mean, you know, it's a pretty solid option. But again, if you guys are if you guys are maybe at like 8K or something as a free to play, these can also, or the pod gun 10 is also for credits now, as you saw at the beginning. I didn't get it from my account here, but it is for credits, and on like it's something like Nomad, dual pod gun 10 is one of the strongest builds you can use for long range, especially. Pod guns don't work great at close range. They can work, but because of the delay, they aren't ideal. But at like mid to long range, that's where they shine the most. Like here, I'm not actually using my dash like aggressively. I'm using it more just to, like, if I need to reposition, or maybe on that one guy that came up to me, I did try to finish him off with it perhaps, but I'm not like using it to go finish off a bunch of enemies. I'm just staying in the back and really just, you know, whittling down on, you know, even killing all these mechs here. We have 5 kills, and I think the most damage, yeah, the most damage in the match. But sadly, because I'm camping, I'm not able to get any more, I'm not able to get enough beacons here. I'm trying to get this one. Oh, this guy barely survived. He's got long arms. He will one-shot me. I don't think there's any way we'll win, though. Sadly, my mechs couldn't defend a single beacon this match. And the other player just came to defend the same area. I'm just trying to get a beacon here, but there's no way. Yep. Here's a bot as well. But the damage we've done is quite good. Yeah, but the enemies did win this one. GG's. Alright, that last match did not go so well for us using the pod guns on Killshot. But I've now put them on another mech I have, which is Orion. This is another great free-to-play build. The ability and the weapons here synergize really well because they are they kind of work the same way. They both home in at a long range, right? If that makes sense. We've got the player here. Hopefully we can get him. Trying to mark him, not quite, but we can hit him with the pods, I think. Yeah, that'll finish him off. Nice, we got the player there. Very nice kill. The mark helps if we're up against something stronger, something with Galvanic Hull. This would absolutely shred a Galvanic Hull, just because it has both the double damage chance and the mark, well, both of which are absorbed by Galvanic Hull, but it does mean that, you know, whatever this enemy mech has, the Galvanic Hull is not going to stop you for too long. Alright, nice. Let's see, the enemy player isn't doing a ton of damage here. Interesting. I think I got him. You can also mark after you place the pods on the enemy, like I just did there, because there's a delay for the pods to explode, which is, I mean, in theory it's a negative, but in that case it was actually positive. I could just start firing my magazine, and then also mark them afterwards right there, just like I did again. Gotta be careful, these bots are after me. Hopefully we're getting him there. Very nice. The pods on the ground helped again. That's just a nice little strategy you can do. You can also place the pods on your teammates, which probably won't work great with bots, but if you're playing with a player teammate, and it can actually work really well. I've gotten like kills, you know, you can basically, if your teammate has like a surge or a kill shot or something, you can place the pods on them, and then they will dash in, and you can just kind of help them have even more like burst damage. Let's get all these guys at once here, hopefully. One of them is the Deathwalker though. Ah, my pods hit the wall. That's unfortunate. But yeah, let's say overall, I think that pod guns are definitely worth it for a lot of players. If you're very new to the game, like 2K SP, and you can't even unlock these yet, definitely consider them. But for someone like me, who I already have a lot of weapons unlocked, I do have the dual nade 10s, and I only have one, I mean, there's only one like free-to-play legendary pilot for these weapons, for this weapon type rather, the barrage type, which I have on my my nade launchers there. I don't think for me I'm going to be using these for too long. I will use them for some amount of time here, but not forever. I think is probably where I'm going to be at. But again, comment down below if you guys are going to use these. I definitely recommend trying them out for your hangar. For most of you, they're going to be a very solid option. I mean, you can see here, they're performing very well. I have double the damage of the enemy player, which is very good. I mean, honestly, the damage of these has impressed me throughout this video. I wouldn't think that these, like, 8 energy weapons would be able to out-damage everyone pretty consistently. I've played like about 10 matches with these now, and pretty consistently, again, they've been able to just out-damage like everything. Gotta watch out for the mines here. There we go. 11 kills, 1.3 million damage. Definitely out-damaged the whole enemy team there. These weapons are really good at long range. On this map, they perform really, really well at long range, and with Orion, definitely a strong combo. Alright, so that was my experience getting the pod guns on my free-to-play account. I definitely think they're a solid weapon, and you should 100% consider using them. I will be using them on my Aegis probably for a little bit here, but hopefully I can retire them and get an even stronger weapon in the future. Again, the 10 and 8 are for credits, and the 16, 12, and 6 are for A coins. So I would not recommend spending A coins on this weapon unless you really want it for like a max dual 12 build. That could be worth it, but in general, I'd stick to these two, just with a lot of things. But comment your thoughts about this update down below. I'm glad Plarium is adding a lot of these newer weapons in the Gear Hub. I think they should be adding mechs a lot quicker though. But anyways, let me know if you guys want to see more videos on the free-to-play account. Of course, I've been saving up a lot of resources here for some big purchases. We did just get the pod guns, but we have a lot of resources saved up. So I'm hoping to make some good upgrades for my hangar here. Like the video if you enjoyed it and want to see more videos on this account again. And thank you so much for watching all the way to the end of the video. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you in the next one.